Hey. Because I'm restricted. I'm coming off of restriction. And to be honest with you, it says I'm live. So we'll see. We'll see how this goes. I'll try not to say anything to get me put in time out again. That was hard. That was hard to deal with. There was a lot I wanted to say and talk about that I couldn't. Oh, hey Black Eagle, come on in. I'm gonna give y'all a second to film on in the building. Got a little bit of things to cover. It's been a while since I've been able to go live. I've been restricted for quite some time, but I'm back. Oh yeah, come on in. We got a lot to cover. Peace, God, peace, goddess. We got a lot to cover. Just wait for people to come on in. Hey, what's up? How y'all doing? Three is good enough for me. One thing you guys might want to know about me, I don't really care as far as like views and shit like that. I just care about the people who really want the information. As you can see, my kundalini rising, I'm sweating and shit, I'm smoking a blunt. Bear with me. Peace, all the gods and goddesses in the building. And it is we're in harvest season. It's approximately, I believe, October 21st, right? And I don't know if y'all are privy to my content, but back in June and back in September, I had said, beware. I work with water spirits and I feel a massive hurricane coming. I said, usually in hurricane season, I get a tingling sensation in my stomach. When I get a tingling sensation in my stomach, depending on how long it lasts, lets me know how strong a hurricane's gonna be. Well, the shit made me nauseous. So I knew it was gonna be pretty bad. So, when it comes to my personal channels, I don't like to discuss stuff like that because, in all honesty, you pretty much just have to take my word for it. And I don't like putting people in a situation like that because what the fuck, right? So I tried to keep it to myself. And then all these floods started to happen, right? And then they were talking about having a second moon in October. And I was like, hold the fuck up. Because if there's anything I know about the moon, period, the moon is like a magnetic force or a magnetic field. For some strange fucking reason, it's connected and it's tethered to the water inside of us and the water outside of us. And for the females, it's connected to your menstrual cycle. And depending on what cycle of the moon, it can, how can I say, if you're prone to anger or happiness, it does this magnetic thing where it amplifies your default emotion, per se. We'll say that, okay? And in 2024, most people's default emotion is anger. So, having a new moon, chiefing with the chiefs, you know how it go. When it comes to two moons, it was like, think in terms of multiplication. The moon already multiplies and amplifies things when it's just one moon. On a full moon, okay? 2, it was like the moon's power to the third or the fourth power. Like, it ramped shit the fuck up. As you can tell, emotions are very high. As you can tell, people are kind of on edge. And the water is going crazy. So, ironically and coincidentally, I had gotten banned and I couldn't go live when all this was happening, so I couldn't explain none of this shit. So I've just been keeping y'all in the dark for this fucking long, trying to like send subtle messages with my lessons to let y'all know this is what I was talking about, y'all. This is what I was warning y'all about. And today, this morning, in fact, when I was taking my daughters to school, I sun gazed and I looked up at the sky. And for those of you who saw the photos of the sun in my story, I saw some shit in the sky this morning. And when I tell you, at first, I thought I just caught a solar flare because I saw the black sun behind it making the rainbow ring, right? But it was kind of covered with clouds. And then I noticed the clouds were making or forming a symbol. They were forming a sigil, right? This wasn't a fucking chemical trail. This wasn't a zebra line in the sky. This was something quite divinely orchestrated. It made a symbol in the sky, right? So after I realized that there was a symbol in the fucking sky, I'm gonna be quite honest with you. This shit blew my mind. So I took heed of that. I started paying more attention, and I took a picture. Immediately after I took the picture and zoomed in, I saw a fucking face. Yes, I saw a fucking face. You could clearly see an eye, a nose, and where the mouth would be, there's the sun. And not only is the sun look very reminiscent of the planet Saturn with this ring around it, but the ring actually makes the completion for the anarchy symbol. Now, I don't know if you guys follow BDEL 1014, but back in, I'd say, March and back in April, around the time I started teaching and around the time that there was an eclipse, we were both talking about something big taking place during the solar eclipse, right? Anarchy was going to take place, right? And then April 8th came, and 40 days after April, on May 18th, and ever since May 18th, it's been complete and total fucking chaos. If you haven't noticed the pattern, I want you guys to pay attention to the specifics here. Hollywood, the world banking system, all the major allies of America, like India, particularly Bangladesh, India, and civil unrest, the wars, the riots, the waters, the fires, the floods, the hurricanes, the heat dome, the massive heat wave that killed millions of people and left millions of people without power, the crazy fucking, what was it, a chemical explosion in Atlanta, and now there's a hurricane headed towards Atlanta. There's a lot of heat. There's a lot of shit going on, fellas. This was like the longest lasting summer ever, right? Now, see, I live in Albuquerque, New Mexico. I live in a desert. Living in New Mexico, it's kind of already a trippy place. Shit happens here that, yeah, you're kind of used to it after a while. But the fact that everyone else was having the same weather, okay, that's not normal, right? That's not fucking normal. Usually, geographically speaking, there's different weather patterns, right? Because they say we're on a rotating globe, and when the sun's up on this world, the sun's down at this world, and when it's 6 o'clock here, it's 7 o'clock here, and all those fucking specifics they tell us, right? We don't believe that shit, of course, because clearly that's not the case. 2024 has proven that multiple times over, guys, with sinkholes, earthquakes. I mean, the phone explosion dilemma thing that happened in Hezbollah whenever, I don't know if y'all like, there's a lot of things that have happened. I don't know if y'all are hippie, like real hip on what's going on, but we're in the middle of a fucking war. What up, Divine? How y'all doing? And when I say we're in the middle of a war, I don't mean we're in the middle of a physical war, okay? Yes, there's physical war going on, but pay attention to the elements. This is deeper than a spiritual war. We are in a elemental war. And when I say the elements are at war, Water water and air are working together, and the elementals of earth and fire are working together. And as you can see, when in history has there ever been this much water, floods, hurricanes, tsunamis, and when has there ever been this much fires simultaneously at the same time, literally months, weeks apart? Might be in different areas, but the same shit happening. I mean, there's still a fire happening right now. And there's still the whole aftermath of the hurricanes, with more hurricanes still actively happening while we're still worried about what? The diddler? There's bigger shit going on, guys, okay? Now, I'm here to put you on game with what's about to happen. Now, the history of Halloween is a lot deeper and goes a lot older than what people might know. Bear with the quality of my phone. I don't have my usual iPhone because that motherfucker broke on me. I'm using an Android, okay? So I'm just keep it playing with it, nigga. Alright, bear with me. Have you guys ever heard of Sam Hain? Have you guys ever heard of Samuel Hain or All Hallows Eve? The real origins of Halloween are quite sinister. And I've never really been afraid. I'm an occultist. This is what I do. I practice and study the mysterious, the hidden, unseen, and the unknown. However, there's a lot of energy transference. There's a lot of wicked shit happening right now. A lot of sexual energy being charged, a lot of debauchery, partying, drunk energy being absorbed and concentrated right now. Yeah, shit is wicked. More wicked than regular. I don't know about, and you guys, I'm gonna ask, y'all been experiencing any shootings? What's up? How y'all doing? Come on in. In your hometown, your home city, y'all been experiencing any increase in crime this October? Any shootings, any violence in your area perhaps? Well, go on. Come on in. Well, go on. Because I've been experiencing that shit here, and it ramped the fuck up in October. Around the same time we got that second moon, that amplified the water within us and then outside of us. Around the same time all these hurricanes happen. Around the same time shit with Diddy hit the fan. And others that I don't want to mention because I don't want to get banned and restricted again. Shreveport, Louisiana. My granddaddy from Shreveport. My granddaddy Edgar Neal, sir. Yeah, man. My granddaddy from Shreveport. More chaos for sure. See, so I'm not even from there. I just recognize the shit in my area. And I noticed the chaos has ramped up. How's the music been lately? Has it been calm? Are these motherfuckers talking about sex and gangster shit more than ever? I'm just asking. How are things going on your end of the device, y'all? It's been a while. Because when I'm in public, I'm noticing customer service fucking sucks. And people are really irritable now. Like, they're really impatient, kind of aggressive. Like, not like aggressive in your face, but like passive aggressive. Like, they're angry, but they don't want to smoke. So like they have attitude, but not really. And it's never been like that. I noticed with all the shit going on, especially with the commercials. The fucking commercials. Oh my god, the fucking commercials. Like, they're desensitizing us to get ready for a massive disclosure. I noticed that they were going to do a disclosure event because they started switching out all the news anchors. And let me tell you something, I don't just watch the news. I watch the world news, I read blogs, I see what's going on the international level before I see what's going on the local level. Because most of your local TV stations are just TV shows. They're not real journalists. That shit's propaganda. But when I go into the world news and I see what's going on an international level, we're talking financial crisis. We're talking health crisis. There's a virus scare going on. We got a whole bunch of unaccounted for kids and women. And to top it all off, there's a huge anomaly that no one knows what the fuck is moving around in the ocean. Around the same time, I said there was going to be a massive disclosure event. So what do? They get rid of all the faces and all the journalists that we're used to and switch them in with new people we've never fucking seen before. I even noticed it on a local scale, where the local fucking TV channels and the local news services have new fucking anchor people that no one's ever fucking seen of, don't know their background. Where it's almost like, who the fuck are you? Where'd you come from? And the crime, it's almost like there's something new every day. Like, it's to distract you. Like, they want you to watch the news so bad, they don't want you to go outside and just look up. They don't want you to go outside and just look around your environment. Just study your fucking environment. They're getting ready for a massive disclosure event. I don't know if you've noticed what I've noticed, but some of these people I'm seeing aren't fucking people. I don't know how else to say it. A easy way to notice and tell is their facial expressions, their eye movements, their eye shape, the way they walk, the way they grab things. They're almost fucking delayed, like they're processing or something. And I'm not the smartest tool in the shed. For shit's sake, I smoke a lot of weed. I got stoner moments from time to time, but that's beside the point. Oh yeah, come on in. How's it going? How's it hanging? How much alien shit has there been since 2024 started? Fuck it. How much? How much movies? How much TV shows? How much commercials? How much alien shit? How much alien shit have you seen in the news lately? Let me tell you something. Anytime they put something on the fucking news, like your local news TV network, it's a cover-up. It's to distract you. That's not real journalism. Because there's plenty of real shit a journalist would be documenting and talking about going on in your city that the news doesn't talk about on a daily basis. A fucking puppy. A puppy turning one makes the news before some real fucking news makes the news on a local TV station. Okay? So, like I said, outside at night, outside in the daytime, just look up. Today, I looked up in the sky, and not only did I see a fucking solar flare, a black sun, the sun, I saw a motherfucking face. You see, I don't think y'all motherfuckers hear me, bro. Go look at my story. Go look at my fucking story. If you don't believe me, I saw a motherfucking face in the sky. Bro, I'm not one of these photo editing ass people, okay? I'm not one of these motherfucking people. I don't even know how to do that shit, man. Look at my phone quality. I don't even know how to do that shit, man. Listen, I saw a motherfucking face in the sky. Today. This morning. October 21st, nigga. Are you hearing me right now? Do you know what that means? Of course not. Because most motherfuckers don't read. Listen, when you see a giant face in the sky, that only means one thing. War is coming. War is coming. So, as spiritual warfare goes, you think it's been rough. You think it's been tough. You better get your ass ready, man. Because they're infiltrating your mind's eye with artificial intelligence, which is exactly why we have social media. We don't have social media for what you think. Social media is a monitoring device that they use not only to identify people, but to see who's doing what, okay? On top of social media, you see what's going on and what they're releasing on purpose. Let me ask you a question. How many people do you know who've been banned from going live, or their posts have been taken down or restricted lately? Meanwhile, what are you being seen and shown the rest of the time? So it's to the point to where you can say with firm confidence that there are people who they allow to do certain things, and there are people who get punished for doing the same thing, okay? This is not done by accident. What is happening right now is a massive disclosure event. They're gearing up for something. Now that second moon isn't a fucking moon, okay? It's actually a mothership. It's actually a spaceship. And it's not an extraterrestrial spaceship. It's a man-made spaceship. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go rewatch the Terminator movies. The Terminator movies is the part 2 of the Matrix series. Matrix and Terminator were written by the same person originally. It was written by an indigenous woman, okay? A sister. And when she wrote these, they were supposed to be documentaries. They were hand in hand. This is not science fiction. Terminator is basically telling you how the moon is a giant ghost ball. It's a giant... It was the first incarnation of Earth, but Earth was destroyed. They say this in many ancient texts, right? This is the second Earth, not the new Earth that is to come. We're still kind of in our transitionary period, which is why every sacred text talks about a judgment process, or a great cleansing, or a great restoration, okay? We're getting ready for the great restoration. They like to call this the great reset, but here's the thing. You can't fucking hit the reset button on a living being, on a living organic planet, with living organic people whose energies are rising constantly. So how do you disrupt this energy that's rising? You disrupt the motherfucking mind and the heart connection. If you disrupt the electro and the magnetic energy, now you understand why we are smack dead in the middle of a fucking geomagnetic electro storm, which is why you see all these auroras in the sky. I had a dream. My ancestors, a lot of ascended masters, a couple gods and goddesses came to me outside by my fucking stone tree altar in a circle. They was talking to me, told me it's time for them to go. We did our job as a collective, but it's up to us now. And they turned into some like star water looking shit and got added to the aurora, and they left. After that dream, how much fucking auroras have there been in the sky, in the news? Are we just disregarding science? Because on a scientific level, that shit shouldn't be fucking possible, okay? Now, last week, or no, it was a couple weeks ago, we were supposed to have a new moon, okay? During that time, the moon was gone for a week. That shit checks out. Why? Because when a new moon is coming, the moon's gonna disappear for a fucking week. This is called the dark moon phase, okay? When the dark moon comes and it's there for a week, this is a setter and a signal for anyone who knows astrology or magic that a new moon is coming. The new moon did not fucking come. I don't care what these apps say. I don't care what these news stations say. That shit was not a fucking full moon. That was a 3/4 moon. Anyone who looked at that fucking moon knows that moon was not full. It was 3/4 full. It was a 3/4 moon. It was not a fucking full moon. It was definitely not a new moon. And guess what? The new moon happened when we were supposed to have a waxing moon. So that means either the planet is off its axis or our sky is being simulated. So if our planet is out off of our axis, that means we're no longer in the pole shift. That means it shifted. that means it shifted. So, if we're off our axis and the pole shift is over and we finally have shifted, that can only mean in a nutshell, what we're witnessing is not chaos. What we're witnessing is the fall of humanity before we rise as spiritual beings. If the pole did not shift and the sky is actually getting simulated, which can also be a possibility, then that would mean that they are getting ready for a massive disclosure event, and that massive disclosure event is Project Bluebeam. And that all these auroras we've been seeing in the sky are not real. And that half of the things we've been seeing on camera are US military, not extraterrestrials. And in fact, they're at war with extraterrestrials. And that's why they're in such a panic. They were trying to play some shit, run a theater game, not realizing the actual thing would show up. Now, I don't know what the case is. I'm doing my own due diligence to figure that shit out. But in either term, in either situation, this shit is real. Well, go on. Come on in. I ain't got a lot of people here, you know. How you doing? And if that is the case, understand that it doesn't matter if the sky is simulated or if the pole shifted. Shit is getting real. And it's time to take this shit extremely serious. Meaning, no more intellectualizing over the past. It's time to, how can I put it? We have to try to find a new way. This old way of life is over. And as it continues to fall, if we hold on to it, we'll fall with it. I don't know how we're going to do something new because it's new. No one's done nothing new until they've done it yet. But history isn't made by people. Oh, you fine, you good. You good. History isn't made by people who do the same thing and follow the current and the wave. History is made by people who do something different. They do the unknown, and it just so happens to turn into something real, something authentic, and something new, something original. Original isn't made by copying people and doing what everyone else is doing. Original is made by being different, by standing out. And at this particular time, the revolution won't be televised. I don't know what's going to happen. But I know I'm not the fucking only one who feels it. And you can see it in the sky at night. You can see it in the sky at daytime. You can feel it. Especially if you like me and you walk around. You can feel it. The whole store would be busy. And it'll feel empty as fuck. Whole road would be busy. And it'll feel like no one's in their cars. When you can physically see them. But you don't feel the presence anymore. Okay? There's still people with presence and energy signatures, of course. But those who know what the fuck I'm talking about. Why don't you hear airplanes at night anymore? How come we only hear them in the morning? We hear cars. People take flights at night. Now you see there's certain things that are not happening that used to happen when I was little that I vividly remember. And there are certain things that have never fucking happened that are starting to happen and everyone's just act like it's normal and it's always happened. I'll give you an example. The cops came to my house. Random as fuck, I know. Knocked on the door. Do you have a white car? It's basically in a nutshell what they asked. Yeah? Why? Have you been here the whole time? Yeah. And you were with her? Yes. And you guys didn't go anywhere? No. Is our car okay? Did something happen? Oh, yeah, that's what we're trying to figure out. Hey, well, go on. And they got our numbers, and then they fucking left. And legitimately, there were cops. Like there were like 3 fucking police cars in the fucking parking lot. I have no idea what the fuck happened. I still don't know what the fuck happened. I don't know. I don't fucking know. It was extremely random, but that's not normal. That's not fucking normal. That's not fucking normal, okay? I'll give you another example. We're driving in the road and we see a bird. And you know, usually when you get close to a bird, birds fly away. Shoo. Gone, right? Can't really get too close. Not only would this bird stay, this motherfucker was spinning in a circle. Just spinning in a circle. Why? I don't know. But that's what it was doing. That's what it was doing. You know, fun fact about bees. When it gets cold, bees hibernate, right? Like they usually go away for the winter. So why the fuck am I still seeing bees in October? Can anyone explain that to me? Why are we still seeing bees in October? Unless we have finally entered the shift. There is no pole shifting. That bitch shifted. And life is different. And we're going to have to learn how to navigate in this reality in a completely new way and construct a completely new system that we have not experienced before. We're going to have to do this with original thought and unity. That's genuinely how I feel. I don't feel like the sky is simulated. But I can't rule out that fucking theory. Because there's a lot of weird shit going on that personally doesn't make sense physically, metaphysically, scientifically, or spiritually. So I have to make it make sense with symbolism and fucking magic and occult science and esoteric science and exoteric science. Shit, I've been going back into some religious studies, okay? It takes everything at this point. When I tell you guys in my previous lessons that nothing is separate, truly, nothing is separate in this bitch right now. You can't have one without the other. So, in order to truly navigate in this new realm, if we're going to create a new system, we can't leave no fucking stone unturned, okay? We really can't with this shit. We really can't. Hey, how's it going? Show a nigga some love, y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'm out here. I'm chopping. It's been a minute since a nigga don't got live now. Like 3 months. Shit. It's don't been a motherfucking time. But it's okay. I love y'all. It's been a minute and I do this for y'all. You know what I'm saying? I really do this for y'all. And I want y'all to understand something. When it comes to the water, what up, my nigga Nine? Ethar. Wagwan. See, I got this notebook, okay? And, well, actually, I have several notebooks. You see, I'm 28. I know I come off really fucking young. A lot of people look at me and they see me and they hear my voice and they're like, there's no way this nigga's past goddamn 17. No, I got 2 whole motherfucking kids. I'm a grown-ass man. Leave me alone. So, I got all these notebooks over the years that I've been studying. And when I tell you, when I had my spiritual awakening, I didn't have fucking TikTok. I didn't have no fucking Twitter. I didn't have no goddamn Instagram. There was no motherfucking Facebook. There was only MySpace. Okay? And let me tell you something. Nobody was talking about this shit on MySpace. Okay? So, coming from the Hebrew Israelite father and the voodoo woman Baptist Christian mother that I had, I grew up thinking I was evil and a heathen and I was ashamed of a lot of my spiritual gifts for an extremely long time. But something happened. And I started to not be afraid anymore. And I just kind of took a leap of faith. hit you with this tip. It's gonna take a nigga. And I have like maybe 30 notebooks between my information and my wife's information over the years of all the things we've studied. And one thing I've noticed is a lot of the shit I have written down on my personal notebooks, these people are making movies about. There's TikTok videos, Instagram reels, and we all saying the same shit. We might say it in a different way. It might be a different God's name. Some people say the Most High. Some people say Source. Some motherfuckers call it the universe. There's niggas out there who think it's a goddamn turtle. But the philosophy, the principles, and the science, let me clear my throat, are literally all the same. All the same. Same principles, same concepts, same fucking mythologies, just different characters with different names. But it's the same energy signatures. This is the pattern I have noticed over the time of my studies. And, you know, some people try to make it like a political thing or a religious thing or a race thing when it's really a bloodline thing. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but a lot of us have been duped to think that we're like humans, like fully human, when a lot of the shit we do, it's not human. A lot of the stuff we're able to do and channel and just think about when we're just chilling, kicking the shit, that's not human. That's not normal. So the more we get out of that comfort box of thinking like a human, a lot of crazy spiritual shit has been happening. Which brings me to Halloween. Well, baby, where my lighter at, baby? Oh, I done lost the damn lighter. Ooh. You see, there's this deity called Samhain. And Samhain was once a benevolent deity. Samhain was once a good guy, you can say. He helped people with their crops, and, you know, he made sure people's farms was good and on time, and everybody's cattle was nice and healthy, you know. But then they stopped making sacrifices to Samhain long ago. And, dear old Sam got a little angry. And, he got a little wicked. And his energy got botched. And Samhain went on to be one of the most ruthless, benevolent deities that history has ever encountered. In occult literature, Samhain was once Samuel Hines, a very good man, looked out for people, but, you know, sometimes good hearts go sour when your hard work and labor goes unappreciated for years. And poor old Sam turned into a vengeful spirit. And that vengeful spirit had enough spiritual energy to actually turn itself into a fucking demon. An ancient primordial source of darkness. An angle of darkness that doesn't exist neither here or there, but is pure concentrated energy and an interdimensional being. And let's just say good old Sam Hain here, he likes debauchery. He likes to ruin shit. He likes to fuck shit up, okay? Sam Hain was so bloodthirsty and ruthless during these Celtic times and the times of the ancient druids that people would try to disguise themselves as the dead to hide from this motherfucker, okay? They would disguise their children and they would decorate their doors with goat's blood and lamb's blood so they would be safe from Sam Hain. Now, I don't know what the fuck America done did to our minds, but they don't convince people to go trick-or-treating. Now, everything was fine and dandy until the Kali Yuga ended. And now we have entered the year of the dragon, the year of the 8, the year of karma and retribution. So, with that being said, 8 is also associated with the Egyptian god Thoth, who is associated with what? Your thoughts, your mind. This is all about your heart-mind connection. You got to be really fucking strong-willed right now, because they're going to throw a whole bunch of distractions at you to keep you goofy and dumbed down. We can't be going for that shit. Not right now, not at this time, player. We got to stay sharp, okay? And the only way to stay sharp is to master your discernment, because Halloween is gonna be fucking crazy. It falls on a Thursday, the 31st. 31st on a Thursday. 31, 13. Hasn't happened since, I think, 666 years. If I'm not mistaken, it's been 666 years since Halloween has fallen on a Thursday. So, right off the rip, that lets me know that has something to do with 9 ether people, and it has something to do with people who have a heavy concentration of neuromelanin and eumelanin in their DNA. But also, this is going to be a night of the strong-willed. You might run into something that might actually be a spirit this Halloween. You might actually run into something that ain't in a costume this year on Halloween. That's all I'm saying. So be careful. That's all I gotta say. If there's a concert, don't fucking go. Just don't do it. Well, go on. Because they're using all this sexual energy, all this energy of betrayal, all this energy of fear between Marilyn Manson, between the poor guy from One Direction who just killed himself, all the shit going on with Diddy. They're using all of this energy to try to conjure up the energy signature of Samuel Hain. And they're going to try to put that energy signature in somebody's vessel. Okay? You have to understand, these bodies we're in, they're meat suits. We animate them with our soul and our spirits. Okay? We animate these things. We are what make these organs move and pump and shit inside of us. Okay? And some people are non-playable characters. They don't have anything animating them. They're animated by the mind. With that being said, they're a hollow shell. They're a perfectly fitted host body. Okay? A lot of these energy signatures need hosts. They can't just pop up. It's not like how they make it seem in the movies. Like, Hollywood is symbolic, yes, but they exaggerate the fuck out of a lot of shit to keep people confused. So, when you're talking about possession, you're talking about energetic possession. Let me give you a firm example. You ever shake a motherfucker's hand, then leave, and it feel like he's still with you? Or better yet, you ever go in somebody's house, sit down with them, shake hands, talk, eat their food, then go home and leave, and it feel like the whole house came back with you? Well, that's because you left yourself too open. And their energy did latch onto you. And in a sense, you did take some of their essence back with you. You know what I'm saying? Everything is a transfer of energy. When we talk, when you shake a person's hand, when you hug somebody. What I'm doing right now, I'm transferring energy to you guys. And those who are empaths might be able to feel the intensity of the message. I might be talking very calm, but on the inside, my soul is jumping up and down. So, they're going to try to conjure up this energy signature of Sam Hain, which still exists in the ether. It's never been destroyed. His vessel is maggot food, yes. But what energy is created, it doesn't die. It either lowers or it highes. It doesn't just disappear. So these energies can still be tapped into and worked with. We do it all the time as occultists. Trust me. There's people who tap into some wicked shit all the fucking time. And when I say wicked, I don't mean this earthly concept you guys have of wicked. Let me fucking explain something to you real quick. Listen, makes sense. That's why they say do not let no one touch your belly when you're pregnant. Exactly, the transfer of energy. But before I get distracted, when it comes to things like possession and energy, when you tap in or tap out into these energies in the occult, an easy way to know that someone's trying to tap into your energy, it's gonna feel like you have a hat on, or it's gonna feel like someone's behind you when no one in fact is behind you. That's when you know someone's trying to tap into your energy. I don't know how to do it for women because I'm not a woman, but for men, if you want to project your energy out, if you want to deflect something and you don't have any magical tools and you feel the work on you, close your eyes, and with your breath, this is gonna sound weird, but trust me, it fucking works. There's solar phallic light in your testicles. Light, consciousness in your nutsack floating around that is pre-developed sperm cells. That light is solar phallic energy. That solar phallic energy can be brought up with breath. You breathe and fill up your belly. And as you're breathing in your mind, this is what gives the body the command. You see the light moving up your body with each breath, right? You're going to move that light up and concentrate it in the back of your head at the medulla oblongata, because the medulla oblongata is the access point to the third ventricle and the optic nerves, the visual cortex, okay? When you feel it, you're going to feel this sensation. You're going to feel like a tingly sensation, like you have the chills if you're doing it right. You don't have the chills, you don't have the goosebumps, it's the energy. Your body is listening to the commands you're sending it in your mind. As you feel this sensation go up, okay, and your eyes are closed, open your eyes slow. When you open your eyes slowly, shoot it out. Just think of it coming out. If you have to visualize something literally shooting out with your imagination, shoot it out back at them. And if you do it right, you'll know, because your eyes are gonna fucking burn immediately. Like you got lemon juice in them motherfuckers, or you got salt or sand in your fucking eyes. That's when you know you did it right. This is how you can deflect energy with your masculine fire. Okay? I don't know how to do it as a female because I don't have them parts. But I'm pretty sure there's a way for y'all to do it too. Pretty sure there's a way for y'all to do it too. Now's the time. Hold on. I gotta roll the blunt now. Man, I'm excited, y'all. I don't grew my first weed plant by myself outside with no motherfucking chemicals, no additives and no preservatives, you know what I'm saying? All sunlight off the muscle. And this shit is fire. This shit smells amazing. It's all soft and plush. It's not ready yet. I have to cure it. So for the next 3 days, it'll be ready on Friday. So I'm burping it in these mason jars. That's what you hear now. Me opening them and closing them because I'm burping these motherfuckers. But man, once I learn how to grow weed, it's over. I don't give a fuck. My nigga Logan, Mr. Synchronicity, man, it's good to hear from you, bro. You keep your head up. It's personal. I ain't even gonna speak on it. You keep your head up, dog. It's good to hear from you, bro. But yeah, man, you gotta learn. Fuck it, this don't turn into a whole different lesson. I'm gonna go ahead and teach y'all some things about psychic self-defense, because right now, everybody's pineal gland and everybody's pituitary gland is extremely active, whether you believe it or not. It is extremely fucking active. And believe it or not, the spirit world and the spirit realm is just as connected to you as you are to it. It doesn't wait until death You could tap into the spirit world right now. You can tap into the spirit world all the time. Fun fact, every time you go to sleep, it's a miniature death. So the dream world is actually the astral world. The dream world is actually the spirit world. So depending on your conscious state, if you're aware at the time, you can will yourself to certain areas to talk to specific people. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. Especially when you're listening to binary frequencies. Listen to the music. Damn right, Mr. Synchronicity. It's real shit. One of the things that I'm going to teach my students is how to build your astral temple. This astral temple is a place you go that you've built for yourself in your mind, and you utilize all 5 of your senses when you're in this place. It requires a lot of heavy mental work. You have to decalcify your pineal gland. How come when I dream I wake up tired like I have been on a sleep quest? Many different things. Do you wake up tired and hungry? Do you wake up hot and tired? Or do you just wake up tired? Because there, I could answer in many different ways. It depends. It depends on that one. If you're waking up tired, it's usually because your input isn't equal to your output. If you're just tired, you're not hungry or hot. If you're just tired, you need to definitely meditate more, but also you need to hydrate yourself more. You're putting out too much energy and you're not putting enough energy back into your body. So whenever you go to sleep and you rest and you feel like you're on your normal rest schedule, remember, you're pregnant, and this baby might not be like the other ones you're used to. This one might require more, than the last ones. So if it requires more, your input requires more than your output. So the more you put out energetically, socially, if you work out, if you're working, if you whatever, if you're cleaning, anything you're doing, you're putting out a lot of energy, and you're not putting enough into you and back into your body. So when you go to sleep, even though you feel rested, you're waking up tired because there's not enough energy to balance off. So you're kind of running off of the fumes that was left over, if that makes sense. Yeah, because you got it. You have to look at it like this. The first principle, the first law of the Hermetic principles is mentalism, right? That's the first law of magic. Mentalism. The mind is all, and the universe is mental. The second one is correspondence, right? Every situation has a corresponding situation. What you're going through, another person is going through, might be in a different manner or a higher degree, but similar results, similar situation. They correspond with one another. Just think about those two, and then think about the law of action. What you do will come back. Your input equals your output. Yes, these things apply in life with physical, sexual, energy, relationship, communication, and magic, and metaphysics, and science. Nothing escapes these laws. Most of the time, for example, with mentalism, your first thought's usually your right one. Most of the time, not all the time, when it comes to the first thought, especially if you're taking like a test, you're correct. It's the second thought, that double-mindedness, that second guessing, where people tend to fuck up. When you learn to trust that instinct, that initial first thought, and know that it's being led by a higher force, that's when you don't need anyone to convince you anymore. Once you start convincing yourself of who you are and what you know as an individual, that's when the real magic starts. Because you no longer have to bypass the ego. You no longer have to convince yourself. It doesn't feel like you're lying to yourself or you're waiting for something to happen. You have full belief in it. Now, a fun fact about magic, especially
mental magic, because even if you don't believe in it, there are millions who do and practice it all the time. And most of the time, they practice it on regular people who don't believe in it. And it still works. Because they believe in it. Just how religion works. Because they believe in it. The mind is all, and the universe is mental. Whatever you intellectually and spiritually agree to, your mind is going to make it real, not your brain. Your brain is physical. The mind is not physical. The mind is connected to spirit. What do you see? When you see pinecone powder tea is shaped as pineal gland. Awesome. From decalcify the pineal gland. Anunnaki knew about the pinecone powder tea. The pine cones, pine needles, shit. You can use pine needles and it'll do the same thing. The pine cone powder tea does the same thing. The pine cone is because the pineal gland is shaped like a pine cone or a phallus, and it secretes a yellow dew that's very similar to pine tree sap or honey. That's why they refer to the land of milk and honey in the Bible, because the honey comes from the oil secretion that's secreted out of the pineal gland, and the white is the oil that's secreted out of the pituitary gland. That's the milk and honey, the pituitary and the pineal. That's the land of the milk and honey. It's in your brain. However, there are ways to access these things with similar herbs. You could use tamarind, for example. If you eat raw tamarind shells, or if you take out the seeds of the tamarind and you mix it in water, shake it up, when you drink the tamarind or you eat the tamarind, what happens is you actually secrete fluoride out of your body through your pee, through your urine. That's another way to get fluoride out of your system. You could use vitamin B12 to get fluoride out of your system. You could use niacin to decalcify your pineal gland and get fluoride out of your system. You could use blueberries. Blueberries do the trick. Ashwagandha will do the trick. Haritaki, mugwort, is fantastic as well. Damiana is a very soothing herb, but when you use it in small doses in a tea form, it is very great for meditative practices. So is Gudakava. Yeah, there's a lot of things. A lot of things you could use to access points to this life. It's like they call this life we live in the game, right? Well, I'm kind of giving you guys the cheat codes. Up, down, right, left. Up, down, right, left. R1, R2, L1, R2. Okay? That part. This one looks fantastic. Goddamn. So, you have to understand the significance of the blue light, okay? Every fire, if you get a lighter right now and light that bitch, there's going to be a blue base to that flame, right? That blue base, that blue flame, in the occult, that's the strong negative arm of the Maltese cross, the cross of the Knights Templar. Every cross, every point on the cross has a color and a direction, and it's associated with a particular spiritual aspect, even the orifice or the middle point. The blue flame is the magic side. It's connected to the goddess. It's connected to the Asgardians. It's connected to the 9 Aetherians. It's connected to the Tiamat and her offspring. The moon children. The soul children. Right? Damn, I got 26 seconds remaining. Now, in order to tap into your soul essence, you have to build your astral temple. When you build your astral temple, heavy meditative work. But this is where you go to really do a lot of your rituals. This is where you're going to go to do a lot of your manifesting processes. This is where you're going to
to do a lot of your protective work. You could do things physically